Hey everyone, welcome to Mario RPG Beard Bros Deluxe.
7 stars.
7 stars.
8 stars.
Wacky Wednesday.
10
Wacky
stars.
Wednesday. I thought it'd be hilarious if I just match up Mario next to the dude playing. I just thought it was great. Anyways, we're back. Last time on Beard Bros for Mario RPG, it was raining because our friend Mallow here is crying.
He's so sad.
He was chasing the bandit with the dinosaur bandit that had that bag. And instead of helping him, we saved the game and cut it. So here we are, we're going to save our friend.
Let's go help.
So already, see, this is our first impression of this character. For whatever reason, he has the ability to control the weather with his crying ability. And I don't think there's any other moments in the game where his emotionality, which is an actual word, but I didn't think that I could finish the sentence, kind of controls that. I think that this is the one moment in the game where it's crying, like it's never like where he's happy and then like, you know, suddenly the sun comes out and saves everyone, you know what I mean? It's a little different than that.
So Mallow is a cloud. He's not a marshmallow. Even though...
What a tease!
Even though...
I'm already right here. A young frog, Mallow, who doesn't look like at all like a frog, joins Mario in his quest.
How confusing.
I don't know...
So he's a frog named Mallow that can control weather.
That looks nothing like a frog.
Do we learn his backstory in the game?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so maybe I won't spoil it.
Don't you say nothing.
But yeah, his name is obviously based off of Marshmallow, but he is not a marshmallow. He is a cloud.
Cloud of Doom.
I know it's here somewhere. There's a hidden block somewhere in this room. Come on.
The jump session.
This is the worst part of this game, is finding these things.
Yeah, we'll just forget about
They're
it.
so specific.
Yeah, we're not trying to completionist this thing, because I've already done this before.
But you're the completionist.
So Mallow, if we're talking about RPGs again, is the classic, like, mage character. Literally in this, because he's so boingy and soft and stuff. Like,
Thunderbolt.
Well, he's literally physically useless. But he has magic, which is like the classic way that a pure mage is.
Oh my god.
Hilarious.
Dinosaur in a top hat.
Croco.
Chocodile?
Chocodile.
Chocodile? Is that Chocodile?
According to some NPC somewhere, Croco wears alligator skin shoes.
Interesting.
Really?
Or crocodile skin shoes, which is like he thinks is really insensitive. He looks like
Wacky Wednesdays.
he looks like he might possibly be a reference to Sail, the crocodile from Link's Awakening. Maybe they look
Interesting.
kind of similar.
I can see that.
And of course, if he gets hit by
Fire.
if he gets hit by fire, he skips a turn because he has to put out his tail.
Yeah.
Which, like, could be considered a reference to Charmander, but almost certainly isn't.
No, because the game meant... Oh, maybe this game came out, but I don't think that's a... That's kind of a stretch, I think.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. He also looks kind of like a Yoshi.
Yeah, he has kind of that curved back that
Yeah.
alludes to him looking a little like... Even the knapsack he's carrying, you can kind of tell.
I do like his hat.
He looks kind of like Boshi.
Yeah. Boshi is a character we will encounter in this playthrough as
A
well.
hilarious character. But, like, if you look at his feet, like, they look like Boshi's. So maybe he's like a mutant Yoshi more than he is really a Croc, because there's, like, no real animals in this.
Yeah.
Enlighten me who Boshi is?
He's like
Yoshi's rival.
He's like a punk Yoshi. He has like spikes and glasses.
Really?
Yeah, probably one of the only Yoshis in the world of Yoshi that's not called Yoshi.
That doesn't look exactly like Yoshi
Yeah.
and is named Yoshi.
What does Yoshi mean?
I think it's just a name.
It's just a name, right?
You think so? There's not any
It's
kind
just
of
a Japanese
rude...
name.
I'll scope it.
Scope it.
You know what? I have not leveled up once yet.
Like, I'm pretty sure Yoshi is just like, you know, Jeff.
It's just a guy named Jeff. So this right here, we're probably going to do this a couple times just to kind of help with this playthrough. And you guys may make fun of us and call us cheaters or pirates, whatever you want to call it. But it's the glitch I talked about in the Mario RPG episode. Not really a glitch, but when you hit the chest to get the star, which I'm going to do one day, there we go. Everyone comes at you.
Oh, you can do this later on in the game too.
Yeah, you can do this multiple times.
Yeah, very hilarious.
Yeah, and it never stops.
It looks insane.
Yeah. And Mario reaches level 2. I always go with HP.
You recognize that music? Glitches with old man.
That's correct.
Ripped off straight from this video game.
So Yoshi apparently was named. I don't know why he was named yet, but
wasn't it named after a developer?
Well, I'll see. But apparently, like some other people who work at Nintendo think that the reason that Yoshi's in the game is because Miyamoto just loved like riding horses and the idea of riding a horse, and like wanted Mario to have that
ability to ride a horse.
A dino horse?
Yeah, exactly.
A reptilian horse?
And he'd been trying to get him into the games for years. Like he tried to get him into Mario 3. I think even like there's concept art from Super Mario Brothers.
Really?
That has
I think World was a great way to introduce him, though. He was really great. In Mario World was my...
Well, because the whole game takes place in Dinosaur Land.
Yeah.
Oh, very imaginative.
Now, we're probably going to lose this fight. Because we're level 2, and this enemy, I think, is about a level 7 or 8 boss... No, like level 4 or 5 boss fight. So, I don't even have fire, which is a key essential maneuver for fighting this guy. So we'll probably end up redoing this area quite a few times, just because of how difficult it's going to be.
So he takes off his pants?
Which just even further makes him look like a cloud.
That ain't no frog, son.
Yeah, so Yoshi, the name is a Japanese name.
That's all it
it's
is,
just a Japanese
name.
boy's name, but it uses the characters for virtuous, good, and goodness, which is yo, and like teaching, faith, doctrine, which is she, so Yoshi, and it means like righteous, or like you have good faith. So it's like it's a perfect name for, Mario's like #1 buddy.
Just an all-around good name.
Yeah.
Yeah, this boss fight ain't gonna go too well.
I feel like you say that with every boss fight.
Yeah, you always win. except in Castlevania, but that's because that game's crazy.
That can throw some crazy curveballs.
It'll be like, by the way, you came to the wrong part of the castle, and this guy can kill you in 2 hits.
Yeah.
I think I'm really good at timed hits, but it only can take us for so long until something like that happens. I mean, we're severely under-leveled.
You just didn't grind?
And
Mario's not taking any damage.
It's because I'm protecting him with the timed hits. If you do it, you'll do less damage, but...
You should just wake Mallow up.
I remember having a hell of a time.
The problem waking him, though, is that he doesn't, he does, like, 2 damage.
Yeah.
He has no weapon.
I remember having a hell of a time during the Mario RPG episode trying to get timed hits not to sound like timed hits.
Yeah.
We recorded it. God knows how many times, sounds like time tits again.
Time tits?
Sounds like time tits.
That's so funny. Oh, this is a good thing that we can always talk about in these episodes where we do a game where you've already done an episode on it, is we can just kind of like talk about
our behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Things that we had.
So we did this episode with Zan.
Yeah.
Good old Zan, he was the first guest we worked with, and it was funny working with him because...
He was the first naked one that we worked with, too.
And boom.
That guy just loves getting naked. Just loves getting naked.
But see, it doesn't matter, we're still level 2.
Yeah.
And we have all our items back, so... Like I said, it's going to happen. It's much easier to do the method we're doing in terms of grinding, because it's going to take too long to grind out these enemy fights.
What is that?
Oh god, that is horrifying.
Working with Zan's great. Zan and I have been
It's
good
like
friends
the
for...
Ninja Turtle that didn't really make it.
Yeah. Jeez.
one way of wording it. Yeah, working with Sam was great. As our first guest on the show, he was very overwhelmed by how Greg and I worked because we, you know, are a pretty good team together. And so he kind of just sat back as we piloted through what is Mario RPG.
Yeah, that's great. So this giant frogog thing that just popped up a little while ago,
Frightening.
that thing is the first enemy in the game that you encounter that's not from
A Mario universe.
from another Mario game, but also is maybe a reference to Kremlings, because he kind of looks like a Kremling. He has like a belt, and he has kind of like that snout thing going for him. So he kind of looks like Kremlings.
It's called a frogog.
Frogog. Yeah, and it looks kind of like a Donkey Kong Country Kremling. Boom!
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Now, there are characters that look like Donkey Kong in this game. They literally look just like DK. There's just no...
What are those little robot dog things?
Let's kill them, that's what I said.
In Japanese, Frogog's name is Richardo, which is Richard, which
Richard?
might refer to Prince Richard, who is a character from a game named Karo no Tame ni Kane wa Naru.
Great.
I do not know where are you going with this, buddy?
It's a Game Boy game that has a bunch of frogs in it, and so
All right.
he's like a big king frog. So
King Frog.
We're gonna do one more regular fight so I can get the Fire Orb spell, because getting Fire Orb will help with this fight. That way, like you said, we can skip the encounter altogether. Ugh.
There are those scary looking frogs.
Richardo.
Richard. Hey, Richard.
Richard!
What's up, Rich?
Richard the Frog. Ricardo the Frog.
What's up, Rich?
It's important to note too
Sup,
that the woman who did this game was composed by a Japanese woman who worked for Square, I believe. She's fantastic. I think I forget what else she's done, but she's done some pretty influential games. I just don't know which one's top of my head.
Let's see.
I feel like it might be like, I don't know. Let me know. What'd you find?
Well, let's see.
I love the art style where it's like a lot of it feels like Mario, but some of it just feels like something else.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like a cheap imitation. Some of the stuff, just because you're not used to seeing it look like this
Right.
from this angle.
Yeah.
So it looks like somebody tried to copy the whole thing.
And kind of messed it up in a way.
Yeah, they kind of goofed. Slight goof. Slight goofage.
Yeah, it's like the ice cream truck version
Yeah.
of everybody.
Yeah. Dude, those Ninja Turtle ice creams?
Ooh, with the eyeballs.
Yeah, the gumball eyeballs.
Yeah.
Gum eyeballs.
So, this woman's name, Yoko Shimomura, and she did. Wow. Okay.
A lot.
So she did Street Fighter 2. She did Mega Man 5. She worked on Mega Man 5. She just did one song. Mario RPG, Breath of Fire. Front Mission, Super Mario RPG, Tobal 1, Parasite Eve, Legend of Mana, Kingdom Hearts, the entire Mario and Luigi series, all the Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, that's what I knew that name sounded very familiar.
Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Which is not out yet.
Yeah. All the Kingdom Hearts, yeah. Every single last one. Xenoblade Chronicles. Third Birthday, which was the Parasite Eve kind of sequel. Radiant Historia. Huge. Huge stuff. It's great.
Wow.
She did a lot of work for Square, Capcom, and Nintendo. Really cool.
Youch.
This already, he skips a turn, right? Yeah, he skips a turn, we do it again. And it didn't get his tail that round, but it did a lot of damage, that's for sure.
Oof. That's for darn tootins.
Darn tootin'.
That's for darn tootins.
That's for darn Tootins, my barber. If you're listening, Mr. Tootins,
Mr. Tootens.
That one's for you. That cloud is just so dour.
Just so dour.
Stunningly dour. Out of MP.
Okay, so we do have a honey syrup, which will make this fight go. No freebies. Bye, Mallow. You were a good guy.
Get it. Get it.
Get stunned. Uh-oh.
He's got a lot of health.
He just got back. That basically just negated one of the fireballs. It's kind of annoying, but here we go again.
So, interesting. Yoshi Topsy Turvy. You guys remember that game with the tilt control for GBA?
No.
The Yoshi game. Two of the Yoshi-lings, like the egglings, whatever they're called. You know, they're basically like eggs with eyes in the Mario universe.
It's round 2 down.
They're like eggs with eyes, and two of them in like order from that game were called Yoshi. Were called Honey and Syrup.
Interesting.
So maybe that's an allusion to Super Mario RPG with the honey syrup, but maybe not.
Perhaps.
But like, probably though, right? Like that seems like a pretty big coincidence.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a weird reference to make, I think, but
Yeah.
I think, you know...
what is
would
a
be-
Cara Cola?
I'm not sure. I really think that Squaresoft and Nintendo should debate about doing a sequel for this game. The universe...
I mean,
of
they
this world is
have
just too much.
like a replacement.
I know Superstar Saga and even Paper Mario, I get it, but I'm talking...
The Mario and Luigi games are as good as these games. You should play them.
I played Bowser's Inside Story, which I did love.
It was great.
But I still...
They're all like that. And a new one's coming out for 3DS this year.
Yeah. It's like Luigi's Dream World, right?
Yeah, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's like Luigi's face is like on the bottom screen, sleeping.
Yeah.
And like you're in his dreams, and so you can like mess with his face and stuff. Like in Inception, it like changes the world in the dream.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, Cara Cola is really valuable, really expensive item.
It's an item you can't buy with regular currency. You need to buy with frog coins.
Right. And it looks like a frog if you ever seen it. And in Japan, frogs say Karo.
Karo.
Karo, yeah. Like Karopi, right?
Gotcha.
It's like a frog thing. So that's what that is.
That's what you need to tell your friends. Like, it's a frog thing, guys.
Frog
you
thing. Cool.
you wouldn't understand.
Cool, guys.
It's a frog thing.
It's a frog thing.
That's what I do.
So, Mario's almost at level 4. I think in about 2 or 3 more fights. So we'll grind out to 4.
Then it'll be nothing.
Yeah, we're progressively getting better with the fight, so it's... We're gonna have moments like this because sometimes they're just, you know, they're too difficult to not grind out. I always find that sometimes what I usually do is I'll do this and then die right away and then just run back. Just to kind of keep the flow going.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's only specific moments where this happens. I know that later on in the game, when we get to Land's End, there's a big portion, there's a big opportunity to loop this insane and get levels like crazy. Especially when you get the double experience boosting item, which will make our lives much easier as we progress through this game.
And this, by no means, is a hardcore RPG experience.
No,
for
really,
anyone who's wondering, who's never played this before.
Yeah, I mean,
Probably a very good introduction for the kids that played it to the RPG.
Yeah, to the feel of like a Square game, this is like the best way to go.
yes.
I'd say this or like Chrono Trigger would be my two recommended jumping on points for RPGs in general, or Pokemon, of course.
Pokemon's a given for you.
I think Golden Sun did a very good job of that.
That game is so damn good. I love that game.
Yeah.
I like all of those, actually.
That was probably other than Pokemon, that was my first big,
Like you got into it.
yeah, full
couple hundred
force.
hours.
Yeah, play that, and then 2 came out, and played the hell out of that one.
Did you play the third one?
No. Well, that was on
DS.
I never had a DS.
I could probably arrange.
Feed my addiction.
I could probably arrange that for you. I am the Pokemon guy, so I got a lot of DSs.
Nintendo.
I got like 3 DSs.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why are you bragging?
Well, I need them all for specific things.
For love.
I love one of them.
But I hate the others.
Ooh! I won't tell you which.
Let's see here.
Heal that fucker.
Let's see what I'm gonna do. Let's do honey syrup or shroom. Let's give him the shroom. Hopefully he'll survive.
Give him the shaka.
That's
That's
not
from
coming.
this
That's
episode.
that. We don't get that spell for a very long time.
Who also loves the shaka?
So whenever Mallow does a spell, a green club comes in front of his body.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows why. Nobody's mentioned why.
You mean,
Green
you
club?
mean between us, or there's a reason
Like
specifically?
Square never said anything. Nintendo's never mentioned anything.
Ooh.
Miss.
Nobody knows
Crazy
why,
pants?
like what that symbolizes for Mallow, basically.
I wonder. Well, let's look up let's look up the essence of a club. Like what? I don't know what a club really is, aside from knowing what it is for, you know, from card games and from, you know, back in the day.
Like the suits of cards.
Yeah, like where the origination of a club, like what it is.
Well, and the spade comes up when Mario does the fireballs. Did you notice that?
I didn't.
Yeah, a spade comes up. So I think, are there eventually 4 party members?
3.
3. I wonder what comes up with.
I think with
what's-his-face.
Toadstool you get the heart. Here we go. Boss fight 1.
But wait, what about the other guy?
Gino?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So he would probably
You can
has
only
the diamond.
You can only have a party of 3, but there's like you can choose.
Croc's an interesting character because we'll end up dealing with him more and more as we progress through the game, and as we battle him more and more, he becomes more friendly, and eventually becomes kind of a key element to getting some of the last of the best items in the game. All right, so that was this area. I mean, it did take us quite a bit, but I think we did get. I think with these episodes, we're trying to get at least a section done. We definitely got a good portion done. I know that I died a few times, but
It happens.
I jumped up 4 levels. That's always a good thing.
Nice.
And when we get back, where are we headed to? Let's see.
Well, Thursday. Tomorrow is Wild Arms.
yeah. So we'll.
Oh my gosh, I didn't tell you what my
Oh yeah, real
my
quick.
dream
What's your dream
sequence is.
sequence?
My favorite dream sequence / like thing like that is in Metal Gear Solid 3 when you're fighting the end, or not the end, the Sorrow, and you're like walking through. He's like the death one. He symbolizes death, and you just see him. He's a ghost. So all the other bosses are like you fight them, but he's like a ghost. And there's a little bit of a challenge element to it in that if you get touched, you get hurt. But you walk through this like lagoon marsh towards him, and he like talks to you, but also if you kill people in the game instead of like tranquilizing them and putting them to sleep, every single person that you've killed comes towards you dead, like on the lake, like ghosts of them like shuffle towards you, and it's like this really
Ooh, creepy.
really scary, like affecting sequence.
That's cool. That's a good one.
Nuts.
So put yours down in the comment section below.
Yep, tell us.
We'll hear Gerard's tomorrow.
Meanwhile, let's hang out with this guy and
Going
we're
back.
gonna go ahead and let him. He's just gonna play this game.
Playing his game.
We've come full circle.
All right.
Next time in the Mushroom Kingdom.
See ya for Wild Arms.
Yeah da 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 da.